Live and direct. It's Sway in the morning.
Right here on Shade 45.
The Queen is here. Yo, La, come here. Come on. I'm doing good. I'm good. La, come on. I want you to hear that. Hear that, La. Hear that. No. Yeah, you remember you feeling that right there? Come on, go. No, you feeling that? Hold on. La, you got that verse? I know you still got it. You remember? No.
Welcome into my queendom. Come one, come all. When it comes to lyrics, I bring them. It's ringing and singing full. I call out to all the ones who had a hard day. You know, I wasn't even planning on doing that. Damn, it just like fell back in. Chance for you to move. Let's go. Yo, can you rock to a house group tempo? If so, then shall we let the games begin? Too early for all that shit, man.
I wanted Sway to start voguing, La.
You know that's what's next. Has anyone ever vogued on Shade 45? It's time.
It would have been first.
Thank you.
It would have been a first.
It's time.
Grammy nominations, Emmy Award nominations, Golden Globe Award, 2 Screen Actors Guild Award, 2 Image Awards. What can I say? Humanitarian. She laid the blueprint that a lot of people don't even recognize necessarily. What she's done in expanding the perimeters of what hip-hop is and what it's become. People say they don't want to be marginalized. This is a great example of how not to be.
Right.
I remember when Flavor Unit first hit the ground and I was in California. And you got Lakim Shabazz, Apache, Chill Rob G. Naughty by Nature. What? Mark the 45 King.
Wow.
Ooh. And at that time, there was this lyricist, this MC, that stepped on the scene and redefined, especially when it comes to the female MC, how the female MC is perceived, the credibility in it. At that time, it was other MCs, obviously, that were doing the same thing. But when La broke out on that mic with all of that self-assurance, that identity that she had, all that power, and waving that flag, it kind of changed the perception of the female MC.
Right.
And since then, she's gone to do so many amazing things in film and television, and congratulations on your People's Choice Award. Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. Queen Latifah, ladies and gentlemen, she's here.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm
Yo.
usually listening to you every day, y'all.
Oh, that's crazy.
Every morning on the way to work.
That's what's up, live, man. Let me ask you, because first of all, I was telling our listeners how you always been so cool. I remember seeing you in Atlanta. We were somewhere, and Diddy was doing a party.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and DJ SNS was spinning.
Oh, I remember that one.
And it was hood as hell.
Oh, hell yeah.
and I was standing next to the DJ trying to look hard, but at the same time, just have my perimeter going, my peripheral.
Of course.
Someone tapped me on the shoulder, said, "Yo, what's up, Sway?" And I turned around, it was Latifah. I was like, "I'm safe."
Not necessarily, because I be in some places that probably I shouldn't be. So,
but it was great you were there. You made a transition from being this MC, being a rapper, into becoming this music and business mogul. At what point in your career did you know that I have to do something to make sure I have longevity in my career and that I'm not stifled or pigeonholed where I'm only one-dimensional when there's so many things I have to offer?
that was from the very beginning. You know, it was never a turning point. It was always, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. I listen to y'all every morning. It's so dope.
Kidding me?
I'm actually here. I'm not listening to it. I'm
You're
here.
here live. You did a verse.
Okay. Shit, just got in the dough. Not even hello. Just right into the house. Yeah, it was something from the beginning that I knew I had to do. Because it was something I was just doing in regular life. I was already, as just a high school student, I was into basketball. Then I'm into rapping. Then I think I want to run for class, president or something. But also I'm hanging out on the corner with the homies. So it's just like it was a lot going on. I knew I was that kind of person that was always had a foot in different worlds. And I was just raised to never have to depend on a man. That was something my mom just drilled into my head. And so I knew I had to take care of my business at all times. And so, creating the management company, Flavor Unit, was always in the works. I was 18 when we opened up Flavor Unit Management, and I started rapping at 17. So that was something Sha and I already, and then we kind of figured out that we were the ones who really, really had the most passion about the business side of it, and really building it into something and getting our friends out of these fucked up deals that they were in, which everybody had deals, but they were these terrible contracts, And so our mission initially with Flavor Unit was to get all of our friends out of their bad contracts and get them better contracts, And since my career, even though I wasn't the dopest MC out of our whole crew, my career jumped off really quickly and got successful pretty quickly, for my first record to come out and sell, almost 500,000 records with not a whole lot of promotion, just whatever we were doing back then, and maybe a video on my second single type thing, So it was just like, but it was enough to get enough attention that we could start doing, catapulting it. And that was what the whole idea was about anyway, was changing the circumstances of our families' lives. So we did that, and then it just grew from there. And then it came along Monica and Outkast and Fushnikins and Black Sheep and, just many, many groups and a lot more business and living single and all that.
Living single and all that. You see how she threw that in there?
Yeah,
Like I just throw that in
stunt.
there.
It was a mini stunt.
A mini stunt,
Yeah,
Heather?
it was a mini stunt. Living single, like
A little single and all that.
Living Single was such an empowering show, too. I always I had a 15-year-old daughter-in-law, so I look for ways to keep her inspired in the right way. So I always tell her to look at you. I find it interesting that when we talk about just you laying that out, that's just the first part of your career. When we talk about music moguls in hip hop, we do mention the Russell Simmons and we mentioned the Jay-Z's and the Cash Moneys and the Death Rows.
I just had Master P on the other day.
Master P.
And we talked about that. No Limit. He was one of our dudes that just he did it for everybody too. Seeing him do it helped everybody else do it.
Well, I said we got to start mentioning your name more in this conversation because the things that you are doing, no one has done. Yeah.
Just
I gotta say, I got
a couple things.
A couple things.
Love the way that dads deal with their kids. I mean, like when you see daddies walking with the kid's over the shoulder. He's just carrying
diapers in the back pocket, like that.
Yeah, and does she ever say, "What were you and this boy doing?
Always,
I got him back.
Always.
He's crazy."
Yeah. It's like you don't need a bath tonight. It's all right. Yeah.
Right, because
You smell okay. It's good. Let's go to the movie. We're good.
Yeah.
I love watching your show. It's first of all, it's one of the most beautiful sets I ever seen in my life.
Thank you. That's Lenny Kravitz.
So Lenny designed that set.
Yeah, Kravitz designed that. Lenny is a dope designer.
And then Overbrook, is that Will?
Will and Jada.
Will and Jada. So y'all
Miguel.
And y'all partnered up.
Mm-hmm.
What is
Jada
that?
called? I think Jada called Lenny and asked him to do it too. Matter of fact. So, thank you, Jada.
Do you guys, considering like Will being from Philly and starting off as an MC and you being from Jersey and you guys have gone to reach so many heights. I mean, what kind of do you guys have to have conversations just to keep each other focused and being where you know what I mean? Or do you ever have those moments where y'all together and it's like, okay, look how far we came. What have you experienced? Let me tell you some crazy shit I've experienced. How did you deal with it?
I think we do. I think we do sometimes, and it's interesting because I think sometimes you are able because, well, except for me, everybody else is a parent of like a teenage child or some more, but just to kind of explain like where we came from, even to some of the kids, I know Shakim was having a conversation with Jaden and Willow once, and they're very respectful kids. They raised really well by their parents, but when you start, they trip out that you really go back so far with their parents, and then they understand where they came from. When you start talking about that and like some of the life that we lived on the road, And some of the even dangerous situations we were in back then, Shy and them being from Brooklyn, me from Jersey, Newark, we went through a lot on the road back then. It was fun, but it was dangerous too, So it's kind of like a world away. So it's cool to kind of see them and, see them striking out on their own now. But when we talk, it's generally, we already know what we swap war stories a little bit, but mostly we kind of proud of each other for having the longevity we have. Like LL was on the show, and I'm always, as cool as I am with L, and we've worked together before, I'm still a fan.
Yeah.
And DMC was on the show. I'm a fan, of Run DMC. So it's just like I pause for a minute and just I'm like, yo, that's DMC on my shit. You know what I mean? I get kind of geek. So Snoop was on. We had a good time, and it's nice to be able to see, everybody doing their thing. Cube will be there soon.
Ice Cube will be there soon. See,
in like a week or two.
That's the feeling I have sitting next to you though. Like, damn, Latifah. And we know each other.
Yeah. Way back. You know what I mean?
But it's, why I'm so proud of you? Because I see you in these situations, whether you're at the Oscars or whether you're hosting some show, BT Awards or Grammys, or you branching out and doing projects like Chicago, or you're working with Denzel Washington. And in every situation, you haven't embarrassed us. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like,
no, it's true.
It's horror. It's horror.
And I know, we know we have to be bilingual, and we have to have almost two sides of ourselves. When I'm at MTV, I'm not acting like I'm acting on Shade 405.
Right, of course.
All right. And are you always conscious of that too? Like the people that you impact and who's watching, and who came from where you came from. Or is that just natural for you?
I think what's most natural for me is just being myself. But I also realize, I was raised with respect and politeness, respecting my elders just from being a little kid, and how to behave at certain places. And, I wasn't just going to be allowed to run around the supermarket any kind of way or the restaurant. That just wasn't happening. So when you kind of get that at a young age, you realize there's certain things that you could do what you want to do, and certain times that you gotta, and then there's certain people that you gotta shape up, and say thank you, and have manners with, and it's really being mannerable sometimes. But learning those lessons allowed me to feel comfortable going in different types of rooms with different types of people, and still being comfortable in my own skin. So. Everything is not for everybody. The things I could say on this radio station, the music I listen to on Shade 45 is for me as an adult that I enjoy listening to and hearing the conversations. And sometimes I agree with stuff, sometimes I don't. But I always come back because I'm a hip hop head underneath it all, and I gotta have, what I gotta have. So that's always fun. But then I switch over to real jazz when I need to just ride out and just relax my mind, you know what I mean? And then I'll go to Sirius XMU when I want to get up on some alternative that's in my zone that I'm feeling, and then CNN, you know what I mean? So I want to know what's going on in the world. I go to CNN or something, So I'm, those just, I know I've always been the kind of switch for different things. I'm interested in different things too. So I have to have the freedom to step into those worlds and not feel like, I gotta stay here, keep this certain persona, be this person. No, if I want to go visit Thailand, I'm going. You know what I mean? And eat some crazy food that you would never eat maybe. Well, I want to try it. You know what I mean? So that's just who I am. So I think being okay with that has allowed me to not be afraid to go into different things and places and try different things and kind of move my own personal needle forward a little bit.
I still get the feeling that knock your ass out too. If you
I will knock my ass out though.
Right?
You gotta keep. I knocks my ass out.
I feel that.
If it comes down to it. But I try not to do that because I'm a grown ass woman at this point, and he's supposed to knock the ass out.
You're supposed to knock him out,
What
right?
is he for?
You gotta sue
You know
him.
what I mean? But if it's a girl, Oh, you can get it.
You can get
it.
I want to go back a little bit, La. I was joking with Sway before you came in about how
Heather got secrets and stories. Don't. Look,
I ain't saying nothing. I won't tell though.
Heather.
All right, I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
I don't know what you know what you did.
But we go way back, like college, just from
true.
college,
It's
hanging
true.
out, basketball, the whole nine. I was telling Sway, I said we used to be neighbors in Jersey City,
JC.
and I said had I known. Before you moved to 90210, I would have fried you some chicken back then,
should've.
brought it down. Sway was like, well, she left you. You
gone.
still in Jersey City, Latifah going. I'm making some money now, La. When I move to 90210, open that door, I'm going to have that chicken ready for you. That's all I'm going to say.
All I'm saying is I'm going to eat that chicken. And, just don't make it too salty so I can eat more.
That's
you
what's
know what
up.
I mean? Let's go.
No, I'm just happy for you.
I'm happy for you, too.
No doubt.
I'm listening to you every day, and I'm like, she's so good. This is fun. It's just fun to
thank
hear.
you.
Like, it's really good to listen to y'all every day.
Thank you.
Y'all
Latifah
crazy.
is a citizen.
A Sway in the
Latifah
morning.
is
I'm
a
a
citizen.
citizen. I'm a citizen.
There it is.
I hate getting the last, I hate running late because I'm like, damn, I missed whatever was happening.
Okay, that's what's up. We
have no more. What?
That's right. Yeah, that's in it. Then the show ends,
That's
right?
it.
Yeah.
Darnell's on the line from Philly. Go ahead, say what's up to the Queen Latifah.
Hey, Queen, what's up, man? Hey, I just want to let you know that you were the biggest inspiration to me for music ever. Hey, when I first heard Ladies First with you and Monet, that changed my life. And I knew then on I wanted to do music for the rest of my life because I fell in love with the lyricism and everything you guys did with that song.
Thank
and
you.
not only was that the best song I ever heard, but Cleo was the realest nigga ever.
That you ever wrote. That you ever wrote. I know.
You start looking like Sugar Bear when you get high.
You about to set it off, the movie Set It Off.
Let me put my cheeks down right now.
Set It Off was such a hood classic.
Yes,
It's a
it
classic.
is. Yes,
What a
it
great
is.
movie that was.
I just got the Impala from that movie too. Gary sold me that Impala, so I'll be stunting in L.A. in the Set It Off Impala.
Impala, do you? Does it still got the switches?
Mm-hmm. I sure
Do you ride on the side like you was leaning in the movie?
And I pancake that bad boy.
Do
You
ya?
know what I'm
Do
saying?
ya?
This city look like ugh.
That was his car? Why did he sell it to you?
Because he had it. It was his car. Yeah,
Well,
it
wow.
wasn't his car, but he kept the
Jacked
car
it.
after the movie. It was his movie. So
Yeah.
He
I
couldn't
guess
give
got
that to
keep-
you though.
I mean, I ain't mind. It was a very, very fair price.
Oh, okay,
Extremely
okay,
fair.
okay,
It was
okay.
just taking up space in his garage, for all these years. So I had some mice to get out of it, and I had to clean it up a little bit. And now I'm about to really clean it up.
Man,
Dope.
So
if you want to rob a bank, let me know. We still
we could take a bank. Sway,
okay.
I'm
Let's take
feeling-
it. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, let me call Jada.
Okay, that's right. Renee from Florida is on the line. Good morning.
Hey, Renee.
Good morning, everyone.
morning.
I'm a first-time caller, and it is a great day because Queen, I met you when you had your first show. You did a
Wow.
show called Trading Places, and I was on the show where you had a black family or a white girl go live with a black
Oh
family.
yeah! Wow.
And this is Renee. I'm the redhead from Florida that you actually said, I want you to come up there. You got a lot to say. And I'm just wondering if you have thought about revamping that and kind of doing that again because it was such a revolution back then. And now I have an 18-year-old daughter, and I feel like that they need to see that again. Like they just don't get it still. That we are all the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes you got to be exposed to different. That's the problem when you grow up. Like the show, it was kind of like one of those wife swap things almost, but with a family. Putting you with a different family that you might not. You're everybody's all white, and then you got a Puerto Rican father and a black mother all of a sudden, and siblings, and it changes the idea of how you feel about other people in your mind. I think being sheltered and being sort of segregated is always a bad thing because you're not exposed to other kinds of things and kinds of people. So you're closed-minded. You want to go with the status quo. You want to stick to whatever everybody else is saying. You tend to go along with that. And to me, that's boring, and that's just not real life. And that's how we have years and years and years of the same things happening over and over. Is because if you don't change something, the result is not going to be any different. But the difference between what that show, the first talk show then, and now is social media and this
That's
age
true.
of information has come so far that I don't think it's going to last like that for very long.
I remember.
Make your own judgments.
I remember that show. Not to cut you off, and Latifah allowed me to bring an artist on that show. You remember this?
Who you bring on?
It was a singer.
Like 400 shows.
Yeah. But you, the artist I was working with, I was managing the artist at the time.
I know her.
Yeah, and
work with me.
Leela James.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Who it turned out to be pretty dope.
Yeah, but you gave her.
I did.
Her first, and I know
Was that long ago?
That was that long ago, and I know because with TV, you got it. You can't. You can't put unknown people on
it's
a.
Very hard. That was love for you.
That was love.
That was sway love.
That was sway love.
That was sway love right there.
I remember I was backstage. So I'm not even gonna say nothing to her because she might be steaming right now.
Right.
But you gave me that opportunity, and you gave that young lady that opportunity, and she went on to sell hundreds of thousands of records.
Know.
And I always want to say thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Shout out to Leela James. She got one of my favorite club records out too. She got some good house.
She got some, and you put her on first.
I did.
Take that credit.
Thank you very much.
Queen, what's next for you? You got The World Is Yours. What do you want to do next?
Well, right now we're doing a lot of film projects. So we just finished Brotherly Love with Kiki Palmer. I'm sorry, a bunch of other folks in Philly that we just did, and we're doing November Rules, which we'll start shooting in about a month. We're doing a lot of film projects with Flavia on it, and the talk show, of course. We got to make that a success. I mean, it's already a success, but we got to make it bigger. We got to get more people watching. We got to just keep injecting more entertainment, more flavor, just really making it the show that I know it could be, that we all know it could be. And that's like the main focus. And then, of course, just more film projects, maybe some, family things for me in the future. There's going to be a requirement. Somebody's damn kid's gonna be running around. How you know I'm not settled down?
I thought you were still hitting these streets.
I am hitting these streets.
X-way.
Always. Like I'm saying.
But you want to settle down and do the family thing and.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Okay, yeah. I'll come over for dinner.
Listen, I don't even believe me. I gotta work on that. That's not good. I gotta stop running from the ring.
Tracy G is a big fan of yours.
It's true.
And if I don't let her ask a question before you go.
Thank you.
I know, right? What's up with that?
But Queen, honestly, I feel like you represent the highest level of female autonomy. That's what I've always looked at you towards and for. And I was thinking I feel like there's a big sweeping amount of women right now who are all about independence and I don't need a man, blah, blah, blah. But behind the scenes in the entertainment industry, there's still some sexism. Did you experience any that can serve as like a cautionary tale for women with how to get out of it?
When you're in a male-dominated field, you're always going to deal with sexism, chauvinism, some type of way. You will. That's just inevitable. But I'm also one of those people that don't agree that you don't need a man for anything. I'm not that girl. I've never been that girl personally. I will let the guy pay for dinner and ignore his text later.
Wow.
So
Heather was telling me
like I said, I do listen. Let the fool pay for the dinner.
She just told Heather
I'm like,
just told
take the dinner. No, but I mean, I'm not one of those women who think that man ain't no good for anything and all that kind of stuff. I don't feel like that. I know too many men who've contributed to my life and who are great men. Of course, there's a lot of guys who ain't doing anything, who you like, I don't have time for that. But I think you're going to face obstacles no matter what you do, and you have to stay strong, and you have to, decide what your priorities are. I think you have to be realistic. Some women can do the whole thing, and they can work the job, raise the babies, do, all those things, but I think you have to be realistic, and some can't.
Right.
Some can do it and some can't. So I think you have to look at your life and what you feel you're capable of. But what I don't think we should do is limit ourselves in any way, shape, or form in terms of what we think we're capable of.
Word.
And I think that's been part of the problem. We're relegated into these particular fields, and who says that you can only do those things? Unless it's something physically preventing you from doing it, in which case leave it alone. But other than that, go for it. But just be prepared for what, you are going to deal with those, things. And when you find people that you can connect to who will support you, whether they're male or female, those are the people you need to keep in your life, because my partner, Shakim, has respected my brain from the very beginning. Not just my get down, not just my rap skills, or not just, how cool I am, but really he respected my mind from the beginning. And so he and I can get together intellectually and come up with something. And then we talk shit to each other and like, yo, I bet you we could do that and you can't do that. Yes, well, that's how we. And then we bang about how we can make it happen.
Right.
But if he didn't respect me, then it wouldn't even go there. If I didn't respect him, then it wouldn't go there. So I mean, I don't think we always have to live on an island. Not with guys or not with women. I think we just need to connect with people who get what we're trying to go. We're moving in the same direction, and the rest of those are the ones, the haters, those who tell you can't do it, the negative ones or the hangers on. That's the dead weight you got to cut.
Yo, our resolution is we roll with those who ride with us.
Pow.
Boom, right there.
Boom.
Queen Latifah, ladies and gentlemen, she's a hero.
Yeah.
She's the blueprint. She's the vanguard. She's the Queen Latifah.
You're listening to Sway in the morning on Shea 45.